Time to recap 3 games of baseball Horizon League tournament action from just outside of Dayton, Ohio. I'm your game announcer, Greg Rakestraw. Let's tell you about day 2 in the suburbs of Dayton, an absolutely gorgeous day. We start with Wright State and Milwaukee. Julian Greenwell goes big fly down the right field line. This is after the Raiders scored 4 in the bottom half of the second. Raiders bounce their way to a 5-0 lead. Sebastian Gongora, the pitcher of the year in the Horizon League, he threw like it today. First 6 innings were of shutout variety. He picks up his 10th win of the season. He can field his position too, turning a double play here. Now, to Milwaukee's credit, they got the bats going. They scored twice in the 7th, and this solo blast by Tommy Benson would make it 6-3. But they would get no closer. And Wright State is on to day number 3 with a victory 6-3 over Milwaukee. So we move on now to game number 2. Oakland making their debut in the tournament as the number 2 seed. And they had the bats going from the 3rd inning on. They scored 4 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 3 more in the 7th. You get the idea. Now, Northern Kentucky would not go down quietly, even though Sean Facchetti, with an ERA of 7.8 coming in, he would throw 6 1/3 scoreless innings to start. But again, to Northern Kentucky's credit, they just kept battling. Traven Moss with the single here. Kuchera would come around to score the first run of what would be 8 in the 7th and 8th innings combined. But there was simply too big of a hole to climb out of, and eventually Oakland would kind of turn off the faucet, and they won 13-8. Oakland will play Wright State tomorrow in our final winners bracket game. So about an hour after this game, we had an elimination game between Northern Kentucky and Milwaukee. Milwaukee jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and the bats continued to go. Nate DeYoung with the single here to score a run. This would make it 4-0 Milwaukee. They would bump the lead eventually to 6-0 with the error on the second baseman, Odom, and 2 more runs would come around to score. But then in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, Northern would start to answer. It would be 8-5 in the bottom of the 8th. An error, then a dropped pop-up kept the door open for Northern Kentucky. McFadden-Ackman into right field. Simpson scores, makes it 8-6. Then Manny Voorhees picks up, well, 1 of 5 hits in the game. His 2nd triple of the season, and we are tied at 8. This would eventually go to the 10th. First 2 runners reach. Wild pitch would allow Jack Leland to score. A sacrifice fly would score 1 more. DeYoung would get the win in the 10th. And Milwaukee is on to day number 3 with a 10-8 victory. So on Friday, 2 games. Wright State, Oakland at noon. The loser will play Milwaukee at 4. By the time we get to Saturday, we're down to 2 teams competing for Horizon League Championship. Thanks for joining us all day long on ESPN+.